Family. 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 Family no more. What are we talking about today? Yeah. Hello everybody and welcome to What Are We Talking About? Today we are talking Fate of the Furious. So, finally saw this movie and I just got to start by saying this is one of my favorite franchises. I grew up watching the first three, and then when the fourth one came out, it kind of changed the way that the movies were a little bit. It was almost a soft reboot in a way. And then 5 was just this magnificent heist movie in Brazil that was absolutely terrific. And then we had 6, which I thought was a little bit of a step down again. And then 7, which I thought was just the perfect movie for what they had to do. And it was a great sequel, all that kind of stuff. And 7 ended so well. I wasn't sure how they were going to be able to go on without Paul Walker and all that kind of stuff. And they made Furious 8, Fate of the Furious. And I didn't love this movie. I just got to say right off the top, I didn't love Fate of the Furious. It seems like almost the odd ones for me, the even-numbered Fast and the Furious movies aren't quite as good as the odd-numbered Fast and the Furious movies. And I know a lot of people don't like the first or the third one, but I do like those quite a bit. I grew up watching them. They have a special place in my heart. 5 is magnificent. 7, absolutely fantastic. But I think they almost should have ended it after 7, because this 8th movie, it's almost lost everything to do with Fast and the Furious at this point. There's a giant Paul Walker-sized hole in this franchise. He, in a lot of ways, was the humanity of the franchise. He brought realism to an unrealistic world where, because he was so earnest, it made it so that you bought what was going on and these relationships. But now everyone is just a cartoon character. You got the Hulk, The Rock, you got Vin Diesel, who mumbles his way through everything. Mia and Brian were very much at the center of this franchise, and I noticed their absence. They tried to make reference to it. The first time they do it, it worked for me. Vin Diesel says, this is something the Buster used to do, referring to Brian, and I thought that worked, and they could have left it there. But then later, when Dom has already family no more, Letty is like crying on the steps, and Tyrese Gibson says, we could call Brian and Mia, Brian would know what to do, and Letty says, oh, we can't do that, we promised. And then Tyrese is like, yeah, you're right, I knew that. And it's like, well, why did you even bring that up then if you knew that was going to be the case? There was just a few things that I had problems with. Like, that's the thing. There was some amazing scenes in the movie. The opening race between Dom and the guy in, I think, Cuba, it was really cool. And it felt old school, where Dom beat the other guy because he knew more about cars and he was a better racer. That's Fast and the Furious to me. But then it just became this, it was just a technological disaster movie in a way, where they're just using advanced hacking techniques to ruin the day of all these other people, and it just didn't work for me. Overall, the story wasn't that great. The characters were just cartoons, two-dimensional cartoons. I can't even think of any emotional arc that happens in the movie at all. So basically the reason here, I'm gonna spoil some stuff quickly, and then I'll give my review or my rating. But the whole big thing, the reason why Dom turned on his family is because she captured his girlfriend from the 5th and 6th movie, Elena or whatever. Okay. So he cares more about her than the entire rest of the family. But then you find out, oh no, she had a son that's Dom's son. So it just got convoluted real fast. Then of course he names the kid Brian, of course, because they had to be like, "Member Brian, member," and it's like, okay, we get it. I don't know. It just feels weird. I don't like where the ending of the movie left us. It's setting up for something I don't want to see. The only thing I care about now is The Rock and Jason Statham because their scenes together were amazing. They have great chemistry, absolutely fantastic, and I loved their interactions, and they also did a little bit of a redemption for Jason Statham's character, and the best scene in the whole movie was probably when he was saving Dom's baby from the plane. Just imagine a Jason Statham action sequence, but he's also got a baby in a little car seat, and he's making sure the baby's all right at the same time as murdering like 9 people. It was great. I loved it. But overall, I would consider this a bad movie with some good parts. That's why my rating is going to be pretty low on this one, and I'm only going to be able to get it to about a 3.5, so take from that what you will, but that's my score. I'd like to know what you guys think about The Fate of the Furious. I know it's a little late for a review, but hey, I'd still like to know your thoughts, and until next time, never stop racing. Peace.
Glad to see you here on YouTube. Now you wonder what should I do. You staring at my face from memory nation. I wanna find a place that's for conversation. Where do they discuss all the